Welcome. This deep dive is all about peering into the future of animated features.
Yeah, looking at what's coming up from Paramount and Universal, right?
Exactly. We're digging into their plans, 2025 and beyond.
We've got the rundowns, the preview info they shared.
And our mission here is to kind of pull out the key insights, maybe spot some surprising details in these studio lineups.
Okay, let's get into it.
All right, first up, Paramount Pictures. And, well, you see a clear strategy taking shape almost immediately. They seem to be really doubling down on characters we already know and love.
Absolutely. Established IP seems key.
Yeah, kicking off 2025, they've got an untitled Smurfs musical animated film.
A musical Smurfs movie. Okay.
I know. And the same year, SpongeBob's back in the SpongeBob movie. Search for SquarePants.
Classic characters they know connect with audiences. It's fascinating how they, leverage these.
How so?
Well, like the Smurfs musical, it taps into that nostalgia, sure, but tries a different genre spin.
Right, freshen it up a bit.
And bringing SpongeBob back is just, well, a pretty sure bet for the built-in fan base, isn't it?
Totally. And looking ahead, 2026, they keep this going. We'll see PAW Patrol, the Dino Movie. So that proves their big preschool brands work on the big screen, too.
Definitely cinema-worthy for them.
And then for, the epic fantasy fans, The Legend of Aang, The Last Airbender, is set to continue Aang's story.
Leaning into that huge, dedicated fan base. Makes sense.
In 2027. Wow, it looks like a massive year for returning heroes.
What's on the list?
Okay, the Angry Birds Movie 3, Sonic the Hedgehog 4, and the sequel to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem.
Wow. Okay, so hit after hit of known quantities. So many sequels.
It really is.
It just highlights how, for these studios, animation isn't about just one-off films anymore.
Right.
It's about building and, sustaining these multi-film universes, characters audiences already have a connection with.
Sonic 4, that TMNT sequel.
Yeah, they're not really risks, are they? They're capitalizing on recent success and deep history.
So what else is Paramount cooking up? Anything different beyond these dated releases?
They do have a few other things. Clifford the Big Red Dog 2 is happening, continuing that live-action animation mix.
Okay.
And SpongeBob's actually got 2 more projects in development.
2 more?
Yeah, Saving Bikini Bottom. And get this, a spin-off focused entirely on Plankton.
Plankton, the villain, really.
Yep. Elevating a supporting character like that, especially villain, it's kind of bold, shows they're willing to dig deep into that universe.
A Plankton movie. Okay, that is unexpected.
It is. And they also list an original story, Under the Boardwalk. It's about a crab dreaming of singing.
Ah, so some original stuff is still bubbling under.
Exactly. While the big focus is clearly IP, there are new ideas there too.
All right, let's switch gears. Universal Pictures, home to DreamWorks and Illumination. What's their playbook look like from 2025?
Well, Universal also leans heavily on existing brands, no surprise there.
Right.
But their strength, I think, comes from having those 2 distinct animation studios under one roof.
How so? You mean Illumination and DreamWorks?
Yeah, Illumination is just fantastic at those highly marketable, character-driven comedies, Think Minions.
Totally.
And DreamWorks often offers maybe a bit more variety action, more humor, sometimes more heartfelt stories. Shrek, Kung Fu Panda.
Gotcha. And their slate seems to reflect that mix. 2025 starts with Dogman.
Based on those super popular graphic novels, yeah.
And The Bad Guys 2. That stylish heist crew is back.
Where the reform gang gets pulled back in, building on that first one's success.
Plus, Gabby's Dollhouse, the movie.
Oh!
Taking the preschool show to cinemas in a hybrid format.
Dogman leverages book IP, Bad Guys 2 builds on a unique DreamWorks hit, Gabby's Dollhouse taps into that massive kids' TV audience. Smart plays.
Okay, 2026 looks huge for Universal.
It really does.
You've got the untitled The Super Mario Bros. Movie follow-up, highly anticipated after the first one crushed it.
Absolutely colossal success, yeah. A sequel was inevitable.
Then Illumination brings, more predictable chaos with Minions 3.
Of course. Their reliable global hit machine.
And DreamWorks adds a new original called Forgotten Island.
Ooh, interesting.
And, wait for it, Shrek 5 is officially happening.
Wow, Shrek 5, finally, after all these years. That's big.
Isn't it? And Minions 3, like you said, feels almost automatic given their track record.
For sure. Mario's sequel is capitalizing on arguably the biggest animated hit ever. Minions delivers that guaranteed Illumination success. And Shrek 5. That's DreamWorks going back to its roots, its foundational franchise.
They're playing way out, too. 2027 has Poe returning in Kung Fu Panda 5.
KFP 5, okay.
The incredibly popular Cocomelon, the movie, and an untitled Illumination film.
CoComelon, wow. Another huge kids property.
And then even further, 2028 brings an untitled Donkey spin-off film from Shrek's world.
A donkey movie.
And the Wild Robot sequel. Then 2029, Trolls 4 and Despicable Me 5.
That aggressive long-term planning? I mean, a donkey spinoff. It just shows immense confidence, doesn't it? A deep belief in how long these character universes can last. They're clearly pillars for both studios, driving success way beyond just the first movie.
Their to-be-announced list is pretty broad, too. Another original called Big Tree. More sequels like The Secret Life of Pets 3 and Sing 3. And this is interesting, an untitled Pharrell Williams film, inspired by his childhood.
Yeah, that diversity of source material, video games, graphic novels, TV, books, even biographical stuff like the Pharrell Project, that's a smart play by Universal.
Keeps things varied.
Exactly. It ensures a wide reach, different creative ideas, even when the slate is heavy on franchises.
So wrapping this up, we've seen just an incredible volume of animated films announced.
So many.
And both Paramount and Universal are placing these huge bets on characters and worlds we already know very well.
The scale is massive, and the reliance on franchises, sequels, spin-offs, it's undeniable.
It guarantees more adventures with, like, everyone from Sonic and the Turtles to Mario, Minions, Shrek, Donkey the Trolls.
Right. Animation is clearly a critical cornerstone for these studios. It drives their global franchises.
And while there are some originals mixed in, you mentioned Under the Boardwalk, Forgotten Island, Big Tree.
Yeah, they're there. But the focus is overwhelmingly on leveraging that established IP. It's safer. It's proven.
Which really leads us to kind of wonder, given this massive slate built so heavily on characters and worlds we already love, what does this huge volume of franchise films actually mean?
Mean for what?
For the potential of genuinely new animated concepts to break through. To capture the zeitgeist and become the next big thing we're all talking about in 10 years.
Right. That's a big question, isn't it? The challenge for real innovation within this kind of model. It's significant.
It really is something to think about as all these films start rolling out. So looking at this huge list we just went through, which of these upcoming films are you most looking forward to seeing?
Good question. Maybe the TMNT sequel for me, or seeing what they do with Shrek 5.
Interesting choices. Well, thanks for joining this deep dive today.